Follow me on Twitter at Chibears Plus and also Chibears Plus on Instagram. You've already found me on YouTube. This is
Jeff, contributor to Chibears Plus. You could follow me on Twitter at +_shy. And I just want you to remember to
all day, every day.
Be you.
You love to see it. So, what we're talking about today is our pregame show for Bears versus Seahawks. That is Seahawks at Bears at home, Monday Night Football, 7:15 Central Standard Time. So yes, this is going to be an exciting game. 2 national broadcast games back to back. I already feel excited about it already just talking about it. Also, as a caveat, Urlacher will be receiving his Hall of Fame ring during this broadcast. So it's going to be a very, very special night, which adds a little bit of, maybe a little juice to the Bears. It gives them a little a little something. Quickly, I did want to say that the Bears just so happen to be 12-5 in the last 17 games on Monday Night Football. Ooh, wow. So, as always, we like to begin with what to watch for. So my number one is, how does this team recover from a devastating loss? And that's a question I don't know how they're going to recover. I'm skeptical with a new head coach. I hope that Nagy can get this team back on board, back in the winning ways, and get that swagger back. But, man, it can't be easy after the come from behind.
No, not at all. And my what to watch for is kind of on that same front.
Oh, nice.
Where the Bears coaching staff, okay, are we going to see more of a pounded out style where the Bears averaged quite a few yards per carry? Is Matt Nagy going to continue that? Are they going to step on the throats a little bit more? Are we going to see more second half or third quarter pressure by Vic Fangio if the Bears have a big lead? What to watch for, number one, with me, Bears coaching staff.
Nice. What to watch for? Will Nagy learn his lesson? And will he keep going high octane? Will you see more runs on third down, third and short? Will he change? Will he be you? So yeah, we had similar what to watch for is there. I'm just going to continue on then with my third what to watch for was Brandon Marshall. Does he get extra motivation playing his old team? I thought it's an interesting storyline just to point out.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about Brandon Marshall. He was productive, but from all rumors and things that I hear, he did cause quite a bit of trouble while he was here. He wasn't great in the locker room. Who knows what it all is? I'm not an insider. I'm just a fan talking sports, right? So is that something that you're excited to see too?
Yeah, the word revenge game is quite common in today's lexicon, and this is supposedly his revenge game, although he probably played a handful of teams since this. But he did spend a considerable amount of time in Chicago, had back-to-back 100-yard receiving seasons, Pro Bowler. Yeah, 100 receiving receptions,
okay.
Right?
Yeah, reception.
But, yeah, that too, more than likely. Maybe the best wide receiver in Bears history, but he definitely contributed. That is something to look out for.
Well, you can keep looking out for revenge games all season long because he's been on a couple different teams now.
Yeah, sure. Every week's a revenge game for Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, right. Can the Bears and their defense bring the intensity for 4 quarters? I'm looking at you, Mac. I'm looking at Smith. The playing time for those two. Those are all the kind of things that I wanted to look forward to. Hopefully a dominating performance for 4 quarters this time.
Yeah, and I think now that it's week 2, both for 2 people that you mentioned, Mac and Smith, they have another week of conditioning under their belt. Smith is probably healthier than he was last week, so I think that 4 quarters is more easily accessible this week. Now that they have even a longer week of practice being a Monday night game, I think that is something that is more likely to happen this week than it was last week.
Oh, I agree. I think
just
so.
On that last note, my last what to watch for is Roquan Smith. And you're not going to be able not to see this guy. He probably only had 2 or 3 series last week against Green Bay, and he flashed all over the place. First play ever as Chicago Bear, had a sack. You could see his sideline-to-sideline skills. Cutbacks with the zone running scheme is not going to work with this guy. I'm really looking out for the Russell Wilson versus Roquan Smith. If the Bears front four gets to Russell Wilson, when he gets flushed out of that pocket, we know how dangerous Willie could be. That's where you're going to see Roquan Smith shine. That's what I'm looking out for the most.
Very good. I am looking out for whoever the Bears line up versus Trey Flowers. He was abused for like 7 catches last week. He had a PFF grade of 30-something. Very low. Very low. So, can the Bears isolate him? That's what we brought Minagi here for, right? To identify who are the targets on the defense and how to exploit them with one-on-one matchups or 2v1 in the zone play. So that's all I had for the what to watch for. Moving along, the Bears will win if segment. My first one is I think the Bears will win if they rush the ball 25 or 30 times. And I want 20 for Howard, and I want 10 to 5 carries for Cohen. But regardless for Cohen, I want over 10 touches total. I think he only had 7 or 8 last week. But I think he's explosive, and I would really like to see a lot more of him on the field. Would you agree?
100%. Run the ball is my number one thing. The Bears will win if this kind of sounds like what we talked about last week, time possession game, running the ball, taking the pressure off Mitchell Trubisky, keeping the defense off the field. The Bears will win if they could run the ball effectively.
Very good. I also think the Bears will win if they stay aggressive. Be you. Be you. The Bears are bringing in a new identity, and they brought it in the first half. I want them to keep playing fast, play high octane. It keeps the defense honest. It allows them it prevents them from making changes. And sometimes we'll have to go to their show audible defenses. They can't make specific calls in situations. So it really gives you the advantage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't run the ball if you're running up tempo. I mean, you can get the ball up and let's go, call a play, and you can run the ball right back down their throats again. So I think a steady diet of Bears running the ball versus this defense where, I mean, I don't know, man. I had some stuff here I wanted to pull up, but I don't have it available. But PFF grades, I think everybody was ranked on their defense with PFF below Nick Kwiatkowski in their linebacking core. They had worse grades than Nick Kwiatkowski.
That's not very good because he didn't. I'm sure his score wasn't very good after that Sunday night game.
No, definitely not. Did you have another Bears will win if?
Yeah, and this is a little abstract, and I would say the Bears special teams.
Ooh, third phase.
Not giving up points. Okay, I think if this game may be close, and I think our defense is going to play very well here, but Are we going to be able to keep points off the board from the third phase?
Yep. Hey, no, special teams is the third phase. It's a third of the game. Very important. And it's funny that you brought that up because over the next 2 or 3 weeks, we might see some changes in the way that teams are running their special teams now. We've had one week of real live games with the new rules in place. So this should be interesting. Maybe we'll see some different strategies and maybe some different things coming out. So, yeah, thanks for bringing that up because I really, that's something to watch for. That's right. My final what to watch for was, can the Bears keep Russell Wilson corralled, which you said earlier. I don't know what the answer is. I don't get paid to know the answer, whether it be a spy or, bringing extra pressure. It looked like a lot of times in some of the highlights I was watching week 1 versus Denver, they were bringing at least 5, and he was getting a little bit flustered. So maybe bringing more than your standard 4. Maybe that's the answer. I mean, they have it's always different personnel. You never really know. Should we sit back and play extra coverage? Rush 3 and spy guy and play under 2, under 3 all game. I don't know. I know when I play Aaron Rodgers, who's a similar type player, both explosive, both creative, I want to rush the least amount of players and be able to get home and play the most coverage as you can. So we'll see how Vic Fangio dials it up, man. What do you think? Because I'm clueless. I don't know what he's going to do. I'm assuming sit back and play, cover 3.
Yeah, there's kind of two sides to the coin here. Is he going to bring exotic blitzes with 5 6-man rushes? Or is he going to have a 3 down lineman and drop 8 and play a heavy zone? I'm sure that kind of dictates what part of the game they're in and what the score is, but that's one thing that is, kind of going back to what to watch for. What is Fangio, what is this coaching staff going to do? But, my last Bears will win if they win the turnover battle.
Oh, yeah.
The offense not being as high octane just yet, possibly, the Bears are going to need to win a turnover battle to ensure that they bring home the W at Soldier Field Monday night.
Way not to slip in the S there. All right.
I love it. I do it on purpose.
Why not? But
it's for all the soldiers, right?
That's right. That's right. Mitch has taken care of the ball for all the flack that he got this week. One thing you can't say is that he turned it over. And there's a lot of quarterbacks in the league who can't say that they did that. So, yes, I'm a Mitch apologist. But I'm not going to apologize for it. How do you like that? If we want to get to Russell Wilson and we want to create that pressure, it all starts with first and second down and getting yourself in a good situation for 3rd and long. You earn the right to rush the passer. The Seattle Seahawks looks like they ran for only 64 yards last week. So, we have a very stout defense. I think that's going to play in our favor. Moving on. The Seahawks will win if the Seahawks can confuse Mitchell Trubisky. Mitch, he's in his 2nd year, but he's really a rookie in this offense. Been exposed to it for maybe 6 months now. And he also needs to identify ball hawks like Earl Thomas and Bobby Wagner, because those guys are players. I would stay away from those guys. I would attack Flowers. I would run the ball. I think we could run the ball plenty on this team, and I would try to get the ball to the edges, playing a 4-3. I think that you lose a little bit of athleticism, and this isn't the same defensive line that were the Legion of Boom anyway. So, sorry I went off on a tangent there, but if they can confuse Mitch Trubisky, they have a chance if they can get him to turn the ball over, just like you said earlier.
Yeah, definitely. Turnover battle is one of the number 1 indicators on win-loss percentage. So you're right on the money there. And speaking of the Seattle defense will win if they stop the run. You're saying stop the pass. I'm saying stop the run. This is going to be a Matt Nagy game where he's going to assert his dominance, say, hey, we should have ran the ball 20, 30, 40 times against Green Bay. I know that. The 3rd and 1, we're not going to pass it. Every time the Bears had a run over pass ratio at Green Bay, they scored.
Wow.
Every time they had a pass over run ratio, they gave the ball up, turnover on downs, etc. The Seattle will win if they could stop the Chicago run.
Wow. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I did not know that stat, and I'm glad that you brought that up. But as I'm recollecting back to the game, I'm thinking, man, when they ran the ball, they moved it back. I'm visioning it. I'm bringing it all right in here.
I felt it. I saw your.
Do. But yeah, wow. That's a great point. I don't know that they can stop our run. There's a few teams I feel that they can. But I agree with you. That's a great point. And I had another Seahawks will win with. If this dismal Seahawk line can give Russell Wilson enough time to find completions and extend drives, we got to be able to corral him. And if we give him time to run around there, especially if we're playing, a 3 deep zone coverage, there will eventually be holes. If they're doing a scramble drill, and he's running 4 guys out there, eventually they're all going to go scramble drill 4 deep, and we got 3 guys covering. It's just basic, cover 3 concept that, we got to corral this guy, and I am not looking forward to it. I hope there's not a whole bunch of moments where I go, oh, we almost had it, we didn't get it, oh, we got away. I really hope not, man.
Yep, and that's my last Seattle will win if Russell Wilson plays the best game of the year. They have very limited options on offense. I mean, we're talking about a 30-something travel everywhere. Brandon Marshall. Okay, Doug Baldwin is hurt. Bobby Wagner, I believe, is hurt as well. So they're dealing with some injuries on some veteran players. The Seattle offensive line is subpar. Outside rush for the Bears is vastly improved now with Mack, but Floyd is getting healthier, and Hakeem Hicks dominated that first half. So if Russell Wilson is, covers himself in grease lightning, can't get tackled, catch that chicken, if he plays the game of his life almost, that's how Seattle's going to win this week.
Yeah, the guy's a Pro Bowler. Instant success immediately when he was inserted to the lineup with Seattle, and he's a playmaker. He's a game changer. I'm right with you, man. Great insight. That's why we have you on this show. So, in conclusion here, we got a couple 0-1 teams. I think we all know the history of being 0-2. It dramatically reduces your chance to make the playoffs. So, I don't know if it's a must-win game. There will still be a chance, but, if you're the Bears and you're Nagy and you have aspirations of, going to the postseason, it's pretty darn close to a must-win. And you want to right the wrongs of last week. So, yes. Onto that, what do you think's going to happen? We got whiteboard time. What is your prediction?
Yes. So just in honor of Matt Nagy, here is my BU whiteboard week 2 pickup. Matt Nagy's going to bounce back. I have gathered all the Bears love that I've acquired over the 37 years of life. I threw away all the negativity of last week. We're going to take that negativity. We're going to shove it up Seattle's.
This is a family show.
Big win by the Bears, week 2, 30-10, BU, baby.
Wow, that's a big number there. I feel like if that's if all things go right number, I wouldn't be scared to throw that up on the screen.
Yeah, I really do think the Bears are going to run it effectively. I think their defense is going to be healthy and able to play all 4 quarters. I think we're just going to play with the chip on our shoulder. This is a good matchup for the Bears. Seattle offensive line is down. Their skill players are subpar. Their defense isn't what it used to be. And our defense could get mobile quarterbacks if Vic Fangio allows it. Bears 30, Seattle 10. Let's see it again.
Lock. It's a lock.
Cold lock.
I'm feeling a lot of similar vibes here. In our preseason show, I did pick them to win this game. I wasn't scared of them from the very beginning. Our ability to run the ball, their inability to stop the run, a lot of different things here. Also, I did take into account that this is a young, talented team with not a lot of holes with the addition of Mack, the Chicago Bears. So, that being said, it's hard for me to pick against this team where I see so many holes with Seattle. And also, the thing is, we are a young team, and we haven't quite learned to win yet. So that's my only fear of putting up a big score. I am worried. There might be mistakes. It's a talented team, well-balanced team, but there's a lot of inexperience as well. So I'm very skeptical to put up what I really want to say, something like a 30-10. But I do feel like the Nagy will be you. He will be himself. I think he'll keep the throttle going, and I think that we will convert some more third downs, and we'll be in a situation where we kick a couple more field goals and maybe get another touchdown. So, that being said, my score, can we see it? Bears 30,
30.
Seahawks 20. I do worry about Russell Wilson. The guy's probably going to be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. He puts up the numbers. If he could get another championship, maybe he will be. But it's just going to be difficult to stop the guy. When he's scrambling around and he hits Lockett and he goes and takes it 70 yards on a touchdown just kind of somewhere just because he made a play. I'm scared something like that's going to happen. And we might turn the ball over. I mean, it could happen. You know, we're due. We're not going to not do it. And considering that they can get a short field at some point, maybe a fade to Brandon Marshall and his revenge touchdown game, that's where I was coming from. 30-20. A couple of cheap touchdowns, but we're going to hold them to mostly field goals. But one or two might slip away. So I'm only picking the Bears to win by 10.
Yeah, let's do it. Bear down.
So let's take it home, man. I am Robert at Chibears Plus on Twitter. Follow me also on Instagram, and you found us here on YouTube. And
I'm Jeff with Chibears Plus. You can follow me on Twitter at +_shy.
Yes, guys.
Don't forget to be you.
Give us the crispy follows. Don't forget to smash the likes. Subscribe if you liked it, enjoyed it. We try to keep it quick, give you some original content, and will you take us home?
And that's all she wrote.